Alpha Ceramic Alumina. Is this the latest in polishing compound technologies? Today, that's what we're going to be finding out in this video and taking a first look at 3D polishers. Hi guys, so welcome back and we'll get straight into this. And as I said, we're going to be looking at a couple of polishers from 3D, or maybe they call 3D Car Care. That's what the web address is here in the UK, 3dcarcare.co.uk. So I'll quickly plug that now. Now they've kindly sent us two polishers out here, the ACA 500 Step 1 and the ACA 520 Step 2. I believe there's also an ACA 510 as well, so I don't know if that's a Step 1.5, but on the bottle it says Step 1 and Step 2 just here. So we'll just read on the back here, then it says, this finishing polish has been infused with Alpha Ceramic Alumina. This revolutionary new water-based abrasive polish will remove buffing and swirl marks. It will also eliminate holograms. There are no fillers, therefore there is no dieback. So yeah, what that means basically, if you're new to this, is some polishers out there will contain a lot of fillers. There's a lot of high street polishers and they're great, they have a time and a place. But if you want to do a correction on your car, if you're using a polish with fillers, what you'll find is you'll go over, obviously those fillers fill in tiny scratches and swirls. You'll give the car a buff down. If you don't use an IPA or anything, those fillers will stay and it essentially masks the swirls. But if you want a true proper correction, you don't want any fillers or anything like that. So if the owner of the car or even yourself use something a bit aggressive in the future, a TFR or something, and it wipes the fillers out, a true correction, there's no fillers to wipe out. It's properly, you know, like glass basically. So yeah, that's what this is. A nice seat, it's got no fillers. Now on the Step 1, it does say on the front, cuts up to P1000 or finer. So I've actually got the test bonnet just behind, and we'll get to that in a second. I've done a small section of P2000. It was the finest, or sorry, the most aggressive sandpaper I had. I had 2003 and 4000. I think I've only got some, maybe 800 in the shed, so that was a bit too rough. I didn't have anything at 1000. So anyway, so it's got long working time, easy cleanup and true paint correction. And on the Step 2, easy to use, easy cleanup, superior finish, no finish, true paint correction. So as I said, we're loaded up, so let's get over to the test panel. Okay, so we're over at the test bonnet then. As I've done a small section just here, 2000 grit sanding on a DA. Before we get into this, if you'd like to see wet sanding tutorial or anything like that, just leave a comment below and yeah, see what I can do for you. So we're going to be using some Chemical Guys Hexlogic pads. I've got a sort of medium grade orange one here and a slightly softer green one for the stage 2. The first thing you're going to want to do, obviously give the bottle a good shake up. And let's get this pad primed. And I must say as well, this is the first look as well. So what you're seeing now is basically the first time I'm seeing all of this. So let's get that on there nice and primed, 5 generous spots, and let's just dab this around. And we're also using a DA polisher, and the reason I've picked this is, I think it's what a lot of you guys are probably going to use. DA seems to be the thing at the moment. I've always preferred rotary, and especially doing anything like this, I would have used rotary every time in the past, but I've had the DA out to do this bit of wet sanding, so I'm just going to use it to see if I can do the correcting. So yeah, let's get straight into this. So let's take a quick look how this has gone on the, basically that's 4 passes, it's 1 set. I typically do it in 4s, so we'll have a look at that after my first set. Right, so yeah, I'm actually quite impressed. So there's no hologramming that I can really see. The sanding marks, you can kind of just see the outline, but that's not from the sanding marks. I'll bring the camera in a sec. You can see like the pigtails, like the swirls that's been induced by probably by the abrasiveness of the polish. So yeah, what we'll do now then is we'll move on to the Step 2 with the softer pad, and again we'll do 4 passes, 1 step, 1 set should I say. Let's see how that brings it up. So we'll do the same again here then. Obviously get the bottle ready, shook up, and 5 big dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's worth noting as well, this is just when I prime it. This is our primer pads. Put 5 decent sized splodges on just to get the pad loaded up. If you watch Larry at Ammo NYC, who we interviewed, by the way, I'll put a link to that up there. He's got a different way. He will basically almost saturate his pad and then blow it out and then put the dots on after. I've just gone a bit heavy with the dots, and then subsequent sort of reapplication of polish, 3 to 4 splodges. It's slightly smaller, so that's it. So yeah, let's go back to this and see how I get on. So let's take a quick look at this then. I forgot to bring in earlier on actually, so I'll remember this time. And that, my friend, is looking much better. So in case you're wondering there, and you can't see the passes, I do my first, obviously, quick pass to spread the polish, 4 passes, and then a finishing pass, but taking the weight of the machine to kind of refine it if I can. So here's some of the original paintwork, a little bit swirly and all of that stuff, and then you'll just see, this is the area you've been correcting. These are what I was talking about a moment ago with the first step, and these little marks was a lot heavier. So this step has took a lot out, maybe a stronger pad still to get rid of those, but with the same polish. If I switch it back up to the orange pad, yeah, let's have a look. So what we've gone with here, I've not actually gone onto the orange Chemical Guys pad because I don't want to cross-contaminate, so we've got a yellow medium pad from 3M, and this is similar firmness to the Chemical Guys one, and we're on the step 2 polish again, so see if we can get rid of a lot of those pigtailing marks with this. So that's got the majority of them out then. So that's 2 hits with the second step polish. Couple of factors to think about here is what pad are you going to be using? Are you going to be using a DA or a rotary? Normally I'd use a rotary, and I think a rotary might smash this a lot easier. This as well, I know I should have mentioned at the start, this is Volkswagen paintwork as well, which is normally a lot harder from my experience. So I might take a little bit more to get this out, but I think if this was softer paint, you'd probably go with the step one first, get rid of the sanding marks, and I probably would only use it if I was sanding, and then the step 2 you'd hit it with that, followed by probably a finishing pad and polish combo. As I say, that was on softer paintwork, but this has got rid of a lot of the pigtails. Maybe I could have done another pass with the step 1 polish, but yeah, overall really nice. As I said, this is just a first look. I am going to be testing it out a lot more, hopefully next week. It should have been this week as an in-depth look, but I had to cancel the car that I was going to do it on because the forecast said it was going to be torrential rain, and we've not had a drop all weekend. But hey, here we are. So first impressions then, yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to trying this a little bit more. As I said, this is just a first look, and it's going to be a bit unfair to give you my sort of like final decision on what I think of it right now, but on first impressions, this step 1 ACA 500, yeah, that got rid of the sanding marks, the initial sanding marks, like very, very quickly on just like a medium foam pad. You can use it on wool as well. It does say you can use it on wool or foam. So just a DA, a medium pad, and that got rid of, like I said, those initial sanding marks, that dullness you get from wet sanding. Whether I should have upped the pad to get rid of the sort of pigtail marks in there, I'm not quite sure. Wet sanding is not something I do week in, week out, or even maybe just once a year. It's not something I'm doing all the time. So I think that's going to be, for you home guys, it's just going to be handy to have a small bottle of this. And before I do get any further, actually, a bottle of this is $16.99 for 8 ounces. Same for the other $16.99. For the 32 ounce, I've written on the bottom actually, $52.99. So 4 times as much. You do save a bit buying it in bulk. So if you're going to be using a lot of this as a pro detailer, $52.99 for a 32 ounce bottle. And then obviously onto the step 2 product, this one, as I said, no fillers, true paint correction. I'll probably give this a try more so next week when I get the car in that I'm supposed to be doing. It's a black, very, very dark blue BMW X5. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more on these, or any videos in general. We do a lot of videos here if this is your first time to the Detail and World channel. So yeah, I am going to be using these a lot more. This is not my, as I say, it's not my final thoughts, my final review or anything. It's just my first impressions, and so far really impressed with that one. Probably could do a bit more cut on this, but that, as I said, could be down to me As I said, should I use rotary? Should it have been a harder pad? Maybe so, but they feel the low dust. That's a positive, very, very low dust, easy clean up. Again, can't knock that, wipe it off. There was no hologramming. Sometimes you get like streaks, you know, the oils that get left behind it. Yeah, you get that. There's none of that. What else is it claiming? No fillers, superior finish, true paint correction. And as well, the alpha ceramic alumina that they mentioned in here, it's apparently for low heat absorption. I think it says on one of these bottles. Let me just have a quick look. There we go. A revolutionary new aluminium oxide that is low heat, high speed, leveling abrasive. It will correct the most challenging applications, and that says that on step 1, and it's not wrong. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video and gives you something else to consider if you're looking for any new polishers. As I say, I'll be testing this out more and more over the coming weeks. If you have enjoyed this, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed to this channel already, click this button just here now. We'll also put a couple of videos below here and here that we think you might enjoy, and we'll see you in the next video.